Hello, everybody. It is so good to be back on this new year. We are just four coaches here to help transform your Sunday. I have beautiful co-hosts with me, and I'm going to kick it over to Iris
Well,
to
thank
introduce
you,
herself.
Maggie. Happy New Year, everyone. I know it's the first week. My name is Iris Santos again, and I am the founder of I Santos Coaching. I know I keep saying I Santos Counseling. I mean, Iris Santos Counseling or I Santos Coaching. It's the same thing. So please forgive me for the confusion. I am a relationship trauma coach, and I am here to work with adult women 45 to 55 to help you end with the suffering that arises from toxic relationship or any form of relationship that suck your air, your energy, and you are meant for more. So this is what I'm here for. And thank you so much. And I'll give it to Jennifer.
Thank you, Iris. I'm Jennifer, owner of Oxygen. It's a mind and body coaching company. And at the end of the day, I basically help people get physically stronger and mentally stronger by creating one habit at a time to live their best life. Juliet.
Hi everyone, my name is Juliet. I'm your confidence coach. I'm here to help you overcome all your self-doubt. And through my coaching and my art, and I wish you an amazing year. Happy New Year. I didn't say it, so I'm gonna say it right now. Happy New Year to absolutely everyone. Have an amazing day. And now I'm gonna leave it to Maggie.
Thank you, Juliet. So I am Maggie Temez. I am the founder of Running Fox Living Food, and I help people who are diabetic and struggling with adapting to healthier meal plans and diets to be able to have more control, more time, and confidence in your meal planning choices without being stuck in bland or boring diets. So today, we want to talk to you because we are starting a new year. This is a great opportunity for like that new start. So, how do we set realistic and sustainable goals to work towards for the year? So, I would love to hear what everybody's perspectives are on how you go about setting sustainable goals for yourself. Who wants to go first? All right, I saw Jen first.
Thank you, Maggie. I love this topic. I think goals, I know goals should not just be something we do New Year's, right? Goals are something that we have for the whole year, 3 months, 6 months, a week, to daily goals. What I do is I like to plan out the year and then I'll chunk it back. I will take that big goal and chunk it down so small that it takes less than 5 minutes of my day every day. When I chunk it down, it becomes part of my daily to-do list. So the goal doesn't seem so overwhelming. It's this small thing. For example, one of my clients wanted to get up a half hour earlier. And in the morning, a half hour could be a lot of time for somebody. And it seems so overwhelming, but we took that half hour and broke it down over 5 weeks, and it only became 5 minutes. So when you look at a 5 minutes versus a half hour, you'll reach your goal. And to make it sustainable, it's that little chunks. It's when we go all in and it's the new year. So some people might be ready to diet and they're dieting and exercise and they're all in for 2 weeks and then they stop because it's too much on our nervous system and our mind and body will shut down. So to make it sustainable, under 5 minutes, it's like barely noticeable. It's another habit and routine that you add to your day. I love this topic. I say set your goals, drop them in the comments so we can help support you. That is what we do.
Yeah, for sure. Iris, you've had your hand up.
Yes, thank you so much. Beautiful, Jennifer. The first thing I'm going to say, I grew up in a culture that setting goals was not a thing.
Mm.
So for a lot of people, the word setting goal is like, what am I setting? So for me, Setting goal is more, I like the word setting my intention for the day, my intention for the week, my intention, what I want, what I truly want to accomplish, and setting myself at a space that I can actually accomplish those things. Like for instance, one time I will write 3 things that I was going to accomplish the next morning. So I will do this every night. So the next morning before noon, my goal was to complete those 3 tasks. And that was amazing. That was incredible. So it's something. Okay, Maggie, got take it.
Well, I wanted to chime in because I want to reinforce, and I absolutely what you said about writing it down.
Mhm.
And you said writing 3 things down. I go a little bit different because I like to pick like one thing at a time so that you're not trying to do too much. And so when I'm setting goals, like I want to pick one thing. If I so going back to what Jen said, right? Like chunking things down. If I know, and I was just having this conversation with a dear friend and family member, um, that like we want to eat healthier. A lot of times we can pick one thing, like, I don't know, giving up soda. That's something that I think a lot of people have that is really hard for them. And just doing that one thing will make a huge impact on our life and our diet. But if you try and give up soda and do this and do that, like it can be really hard and then you'll give up one. So if you just give up soda, right? We'll use that as an example. A, write it down. Like Ira said, I don't drink soda. Like, say it like you have already done it when you write it down. Not I will, because that's got no timeline on it. But I don't drink soda. And then you don't drink soda. And you find other things to replace it with until it becomes easy. And then when that habit becomes easy, you can add something else. Jen, I see you.
I love that. I just want to chime in for the people who are making those changes. Sometimes going cold turkey is not going to work. And so another example that they can get to that goal, I have somebody who drinks way too much caffeine. So if you're drinking, and we'll use Maggie's example, 6 sodas a day, maybe your first goal for that week is to drink 5 sodas or 4 sodas. So you're not wiping it out and your system's like, I want it, I want it, I want it. But you're slowly easing off and then adding that new routine. I'm going to go to Julia because she hasn't talked yet, and then we'll go to Iris. This is a great
It's
topic.
gonna be really short. Thank you, Jennifer. It's gonna be really short. I think I really um I'm not a goal setting type to be honest. So I'm really happy with everything I've learned today. But I think the most important in goal setting anyway, when you do it, it's really to be specific. Like Jennifer said, is have a specific thing. And really like, okay, where I am now and where I want to go and how to do it like really, like Jennifer said, one small step at a time, because otherwise you're gonna do it for a week. And then you go back. And I think soda in most countries is one of the worst. Like I know in UK, a little bit less in France because in France it's more wine. That's good. But I can see in UK like some people don't drink water at all. They just drink soda or soda with sweeteners or but it's still it's kind of still soda for me. But and just to say soda with sweeteners is still soda, just in case. Water is good.
Water, way to go, water.
Here is go.
Thank you so much. You know, you just remind me about goal setting and being specific. This is why clarity is so important, because if you are not what you want, it is very, very extremely hard to get to anything without clarity. And also, another thing that I remember, when I was setting goal, when I set myself, I don't like to call it goal. I like to call it what is the word that I like to call intention? My intention. I had this intention to do this specific thing that doesn't matter what that specific thing is, but I decided that every day, no breakfast, not this specific thing, no breakfast, meaning I had to accomplish that every day before I went to the kitchen and got myself breakfast. And I took me a whole year to complete that specific thing because it required a whole year, but I did it. And not only I did it for a whole year, I did it for 2 years. So it can be done, people. It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie.
So thank you very much. And I love the way everybody is sharing and all of that. I like to be a little bit controversial every now and then. So like I like the idea of stepping down. I'm going to share something I know is true for me and for other people that I know, in that, like, going back to our soda example, if you decide to go from 6 to 5, sometimes we forget how many we actually drank. We don't think about it. And so, like, we can say we're going to go from 6 to 5, but maybe we don't. Another way that we could step down is if we go from carbonated sodas and maybe we replace that with a sweet tea or another beverage that we enjoy drinking, but doesn't have the same things, doesn't have as much caffeine or carbonation or sugar, and make that small step. It's not water yet, right? But it is something that we can do and we can hold on to. And for myself, at least, I find that more helpful because I am guilty of being one of those people where if I'm saying that I can have this, but I have to limit it, am I guilty of forgetting what I have done and overindulging occasionally? I am. So I'm being honest with myself. Go ahead, Iris.
So how about if I'm going to make this even a little bit more controversial? How about if we sit down and actually do this for self-love?
Yeah.
And just decide that we don't need to poison our bodies with things that it tastes really good, because it tastes good for a lot of people. It doesn't taste good for me any longer because it used to taste really good when I was a little girl. Now it tastes nasty for me. Pardon me for the word, for those that do enjoy it. But it's not good. So it's go back to self-love. It doesn't have to feel good. You just know that is the right thing for your body. You know that it's the right thing for you. And you know it's going to, my God, make you feel like you did something amazing for yourself at the end because you chose you and not what's poisoning you. Just saying.
I love that. I don't think it's controversial to choose self-love at all. I'm just going to say that. I wanted to quick touch on, we were talking about making these, habit changes. And Iris spoke about how it took her a year. What I want people to know, habits take time. So some habits will take 45 days, and it's been shown in studies to some take 295 days. Why I'm sharing this, I don't want you to give up. Keep going at it. And remember, it is about self-love. It is about deciding for yourself one change at a time. And like Maggie said, sometimes she reverted back, but she has that awareness. So having the awareness to make the habit changes. I don't know whose hand is up, but I'm thinking we should quick one more time. And then this is another topic that we could spend hours on. I feel like this will be back in 2025. We'll be sharing this again.
I'm going to do a quick one.
Yes, go Juliet.
And I do agree with everyone, and even Maggie. It's not easy, and sometimes you tend to want to go back. That's why we are here, and we are here also for accountability, to make sure that you do whatever is good for you and whatever you want to do, whatever your goal is. And that's also part of our job, to make sure that you set a goal and you get to the goal by right, like that's why being specific as accountability coach too is easier, so you can really kind of write it down and make sure from one session to another that you are following your goal and that you are going where you want to go in a smaller step that you can. So the easier way it is possible. Yeah, that's it for me.
Go, Iris.
I just wanted to say, going back to Jennifer and also Juliet, part of the process of transforming, creating a new habit, because it's hard to break out of an old habit, especially when we don't have clear goals or clear intention or that clear relationship with ourselves. Setbacks are part of the process. So if you find yourself falling back into an old habit or repeating the same pattern, it's part of the process. Be kind to you. Forgive yourself. Accept yourself. It's nothing happened. It's, it's, it's nothing to punish yourself about. It's just life itself happening to see how strong you have become. That's it. Just continue going.
Love that.
I love that. So let's go through. We'll recap kind of what we've discussed so far, and then I'm going to ask if there's any one specific thing that you want to add on for a actionable tip that people can use when they are setting sustainable goals and realistic ones, right? So we've already talked about like having a really clear vision of what it is that you want at the end. What is the outcome that you want when you are starting 2026? We talked about writing it down, making sure that you have a clear message that you can go back and look at so that you know what it is that you are working towards, and then chunking it down, breaking it down into bite-sized pieces, setting 1 to 2 things. I would honestly say that's probably a good amount for what you want to do right now, working on those, having the focus and the clarity for that until that becomes easy. And then you can look at what's next, what's the next chunk that you're going to take, expecting it's not going to go well the first time. You're going to have to stick to it. Give yourself love and grace and mercy when things don't go right the first time, every time, and try again. If limiting from 6 to 5 doesn't work, maybe switch from soda to something else. Try different ways to get you to the goals that you want to get to. I think all of those were amazing tips that were shared today. Is there anything that anyone has that they want to add in? I saw Iris first. We'll go all the way around. Iris and then Juliet and then Jen, and then we'll wrap up. Go ahead, Iris.
Thank you so much. My main thing that I am going to share is to self-awareness. Be aware of how you're feeling and have the clarity of why you want this change in your life. Without this, it's very hard to make change unless you know why you're making this change. And I will take a little bit further than trying. I will take it as this is what I'm doing. It's no longer trying in my life. I am doing this because this is what is better for me, and this is my life, and I'm taking charge of my life. So let's do this. You have the power. You just have to and reach out for help. It's hard to make transformation without getting any type of help. This is why we are here. I don't know who was first, Juliet or Jennifer.
Juliet.
Well, you said everything I wanted to say. I think you're right, like why you want to do it, and I think one of the most important thing is not doing it alone. Like if you feel you're all alone, you won't gonna go through it. That's why I guess most of the New Year's intention goes up to 2 weeks. Really reach out to people, reach out for help. We all went through transformation here. We all ask for help, we all get some help. We wouldn't have done anything alone. So yeah, that's my word. Jennifer.
I love that. I love everybody's shares, and it is so true. We all have gone through transformation, and here's what I want to share. We're still all going through transformation. Transformation is a never-ending process, and it is in the help that helps us get there faster. But what I wanted to share when you're doing these changes, Iris said, have awareness. But here's the thing. Our mind and body, it is their job to keep us safe. So hear this, when we are safe, we are comfortable, and comfortable means the same. So as you're making these changes, your mind and body are going to want to pull you back to what is known. When you're uncomfortable, know that you're on the right path. And that's what I wanted to share.
I love
I
it.
love it.
So thank you guys for an amazing conversation today.
So fun.
I feel like this was so good. We covered so many good things. And like Juliet and Iris were saying, we come here every Sunday to help motivate you, help show you ways that you can change. So make sure you're following along on Sunday. If you need a little bit more help, we'll share all of our